Hey, this is Chris from Eurogamer, and my favourite game of 2015 sneaked its way out of early access back in May, which feels like a long time ago now, doesn't it? Back then, Surprise Shemu Guy had yet to be surprised, and Kojima, well, he didn't have a beard yet. Gosh, how little we all knew. But yeah, sorry, this game, my game of the year, it actually kind of sneaked its way into full release a little too well, as I'm not sure it saw the kind of attention it probably deserves. It's called Invisible Ink, and it's a turn-based tactical game in which you control a group of very well-dressed spies trying to fight back against the man. Those two things, spies, or more specifically stealth, and then turn-based gameplay, they work together an awful lot better here than I ever expected they could. Between this and Metal Gear Solid, it's been a brilliant year to rediscover my love of the stealth genre. Turns out there's more to it than instant fail states and follow missions.
Well, that's a start.
Anyway, I think the best way to explain why I dig Invisible Ink so much is to talk you through one very trying decision that I needed to make whilst playing over the weekend. You joined me on the second day of a campaign, and I'm in the middle of a vault heist. Very exciting. Actually, well, okay, technically I've just emptied the vault of all its valuables, so I've sort of done most of the heist by this stage. Every mission in Invisible Ink has a core objective that you'll be after. You might choose to sneak into a detention centre to rescue a valuable prisoner, you might go after a cybernetics lab to kit out your team with new augmentations, or you may select a corporate vault like this one to earn a bunch of credits. The thing is, completing those objectives is only half of the challenge. You'll also need to get all of your agents out alive. This is a game about permanent consequence. If you leave any of your team behind, that's it. They're gone. And on top of that, the clever thing about the way in which missions are created in Invisible Ink is that when you start them, you have no idea where to find anything. They're procedurally generated, which is a fancy way of saying that the stuff you're looking for, it could be bloody anywhere. So, in this setup, I've had a bit of luck finding the vault so early on. You see that security level in the top right of the screen? That's going to be ticking upwards and upwards with every turn that passes and every mistake that I make. Higher security levels can mean all sorts of bad things for me. There are usually more security guards and better security guards. So I've got to the vault nice and early, I've pinched everything that I need, and now I just need to find the exit. And the exit comes in the form of an elevator that once again could be anywhere on the damned map, thanks procedural generation. Sometimes you find it on turn 1, which can be both a blessing and a curse actually, as with every turn that follows in which you delve deeper into the level, you're actually getting further away from where you need to escape. Still, that can often be preferable to finding it too late, as by that stage you're frantically rushing around the map, avoiding guards and crashing through doorways hoping to find salvation on the other side. Thankfully, we're not quite there yet. So, here, we've done the vault and that's good, I just need to find the exit, except I've already found it. In fact, I found it at about the same time I located the vault. Look, it's right there, and would you look at that? The only guard that was standing between my team and their daring escape is already being pinned to the ground. This is perfect. I can essentially walk my team out the door and make a tidy little profit. But the thing is there's a couple of doors that haven't been opened yet. Maybe it's worth just having a quick look inside them just before we leave, just in case. And here, my friends, is the true genius of Invisible Ink. You see, this is a game in which you're given a time limit, 72 in-game hours to prepare for one very difficult, very final mission. Each time you fly across the globe to raid a vault, or rescue a prisoner, or kit yourself out with augmentations, that'll eat up 8, 10, maybe 12 hours of that time. Which means from the very start of the game, you know there's only going to be a finite number of missions between you and the real challenge. That thought will burrow its way into the back of your mind and influence almost every decision that you end up making. So even though I've hit the jackpot here, I've cleaned out the vault and I've found the elevator, I'm conflicted. Behind those doors there could be a couple of big safes, that'd help. Maybe a nanofabricator, which is the Invisible Ink equivalent of a shop, and let's think about that actually. The nanofabricators always have a random selection of goodies, and so what if there's one behind one of these doors, and what if it's selling an item that I could use to have a really good go at that final mission? That's possible. Totally possible. Now, you can read stories about ambitious heists falling apart at the last minute because somebody got too greedy, or you can watch a movie in which the lead character has to leave the treasure they've been searching for behind to save a life. But games are different, aren't they? They let you make that call. The greed here is your own. The elation that comes with walking away with everything, or the disappointment that comes with walking away with absolutely nothing. That's all yours to deal with. That's why we play. Now, I said this earlier in the year, but it's these decisions, these important moments that make Invisible Ink probably the best heist game I've ever played. So what happened, you ask? Well, I suppose you do deserve to find out if you've stuck with me this far. I find not a couple of safes, but 5 of them, and that's some serious credits to consider. Especially that one there, you see how it's bigger than the rest? Yeah, that's like double the usual amount. Or it would have been if all 3 of my agents hadn't found themselves trapped in a couple of rooms at security level 6 with no way out. For a while, I managed to hold off the guards as I turned one of their own turrets against them, but it didn't last. Everyone dies, and because I'm playing on Iron Man mode, which means no second attempts, no rewinds, that was that. I'd lost. My game was over. I'd fucked up. Hours of game time without even seeing the final mission. I'm left heartbroken. And that's why Invisible Ink is easily my game of the year. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in January. In no particular order,
Okay.
I think you have to say this. And also, before the comments start, these are our personal highlights. You know, you've got your own, that's cool. But I've got a really safe one to start with, actually. The Sony E3 conference this year was just a delight to watch. It was so silly.